Hello and happy Friday Eve, everybody. I'm glad to be here with you again today, sharing one of my favorite joint friendly recipes. So, this is one that doubles as a dessert, and also you could eat guilt free for breakfast. It is a joint friendly banana cream pie. So, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the main ingredients in this pie, some of the substitutions that you would be making that are different from a traditional banana cream pie that is full of refined sugar and wheat pastry and things like that. But before we get started, for those of you who aren't familiar with who I am, my name is Jessica Malnick. I am a registered holistic nutritionist, the founder of the Anti-Arthritis Method, the host of the Happy Joints Arthritis Solutions Group, and I help both women and men with various forms of arthritis get back to living life the way they choose to, not the way they have to. And one of the main reasons we do that is by making ourselves joint friendly food so that our body can repair itself from the inside out and we can live pain free. So, like I said, I'm sharing one of my absolute favorite banana cream pie recipes with you today. So, one of the main differences is that we're actually making a pie crust not from wheat flour, but from tiger nut flour. Now, for those of you who have never heard of tiger nuts, I know they were fairly new to me a few years ago. They are actually not a nut. They are a small tuber and they grind beautifully into a lovely flour with a lot of health benefits. And the flour can also be a great substitute for almond flour. So, for those of you who are into any paleo baking and you come across a lot of almond flour recipes, you can use tiger nuts one for one in place of the almond flour. So, for those of you who can't tolerate nuts or almonds, this is a great substitute for almond flour. So let me tell you guys a little bit more about tiger nut flour and where you can find it. So like I said, it's not a nut, it's actually a tuber. So it is gluten-free, it is grain-free, and it is a really good source of fiber, which helps us keep our blood sugar stable and also helps lower our bad cholesterol. It also is a really good a source of prebiotic starch, which actually feeds the good bacteria in our guts. So we want to keep that great balance of mostly healthy bacteria in our guts versus unhealthy bacteria, and we need to feed the good bacteria. And prebiotic starches are one of the wonderful things that we can feed our good bacteria to keep them thriving. Tiger nuts are also really high in antioxidants and they have antibacterial properties to help our immune system fight off infections. So, for those of you who are struggling with an autoimmune form of arthritis or any autoimmune condition, making sure that you're getting lots of antioxidants to support our immune system is a really, really important thing. Now, tiger nuts are not something that you can typically find at a regular grocery store, but a lot of health food stores carry sliced tiger nuts, whole tiger nuts, tiger nut flour. You can always ask them to order it in for you. You can also check out African food shops because tiger nuts are grown in Africa. And you can also check out Amazon as well because Amazon, they carry pretty much everything under the sun. So that is also another place that you can find tiger nut flour for this recipe. So I'm sharing this recipe with two different links. There is one recipe for the pie crust itself, and then there is one also for the cream filling. So let's talk about the cream filling that we're using in the banana cream pie. So of course it's going to have bananas in it. Bananas are good for us, but we're going to use coconut milk and coconut creams instead of dairy. Now, many of us are really sensitive to dairy. Dairy can be quite an inflammatory food for a lot of us that we're sensitive to. It can cause digestive issues, a lot of mucus and phlegm formation. So we are going to use coconut milk. Now let's talk a little bit more about coconut milk. It tends to be really good for people who have a lot of food sensitivities or food allergies because most people are not allergic or sensitive to coconut. And one of its main health benefits is it actually helps prevent joint inflammation and arthritis. So it is a wonderful food to incorporate into your diet if you have arthritis, because there are a lot of studies that show that coconut milk's medium chain triglycerides, which is their fatty acids, have certain anti-aging effects and may help lower inflammation. And inflammation, as you know, is associated with painful conditions like arthritis and general joint or muscle aches and pains. Coconut milk and cream also improves digestion and relieves constipation. And we really need to have a well hydrated digestive tract because that is really important for preventing or treating constipation. So, of course, we need to get enough water in our diet. And coconut milk nourishes our digestive lining due to its electrolytes, which helps bring more water into the body, and the healthy fats it contains. So, this improves our gut health and prevents conditions like IBS. So, if you struggle with IBS, getting some coconut milk in your life is a good thing. It also really can help us manage our blood sugar. So, the fat content of coconut milk can actually help us slow the rate at which sugar is released into our bloodstream. So, those of you who struggle with blood sugar stabilization, if you're pre diabetic or diabetic, we need to have healthy fats and proteins help us control our blood sugar levels. So, having some of this coconut cream and coconut milk can actually lead to better control of our insulin levels and prevent a sugar high or even full-blown diabetes. So it's one of the main reasons that coconut is an especially good addition to dessert recipes because the healthy fats are slowing the release of sugar into the bloodstream. And coconut milk's medium chain triglycerides, which is this special type of fatty acid that is found inside of coconut milk and cream, is the preferred source of energy for the body rather than sugar. So, this is a really great thing. Coconut milk actually is a really great brain food. Our brains need fat to function optimally. And MCTs, or the medium chain triglyceride fatty acids, our brain absolutely loves and knows exactly what to do with this kind of fuel. So if you're dealing with that brain fog as well, having some coconut milk, whether you make it in type of dessert form or you use it in like a coconut curry, it's a really great addition to your diet. So just some of the many benefits of coconut milk there. And one other quick thing I wanted to mention about this recipe is that we're using maple syrup as a healthier sweetener. So I'm not talking about pancake syrup, I'm talking about pure 100% maple syrup. So when we are eating a joint healthy diet, it's okay to have, some treats once in a while with natural sugars. And the reason why we're choosing some of these natural sugars is because they are way less refined, which means that they are also lower on the glycemic index scale. So you have white sugar, which is just going to blast your blood sugar right up there. Terrible for blood sugar management. But if you use things like maple syrup in moderation, real unpasteurized honey, coconut palm sugars, these are lower on the glycemic index. And when you mix them with healthy fats and or fibrous foods like tiger nuts, you're really, really going to be keeping your blood sugar stable. So you're going to get some of that sweetness in there, but you're also going to be maintaining your blood sugar levels. And you're also going to be getting nutrients, whereas white sugar is devoid of nutrition and can actually use up more of the nutrients in our body that we actually need just to process it. So having a nutritive sweetener like maple syrup or pure honey or coconut palm sugar is a much better option when you're making a joint-friendly dessert. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I will be posting the links to this recipe in the YouTube channel and also below this post. So let me know if you try this recipe out. I hope you love it as much as I do. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And I will be back with you next week. Take care, everybody.